I've been studying the relationship between local flora and fauna, and I've made a great discovery. What are bears without bees? Ears.
Hi, I'm Wendy Yi, and this is a rapid fire roundup. This is where I'm going to be reviewing very briefly 10 games that other people have reviewed before on the channel. So let's go ahead and get started. The first game is Trekking Through History. I'm going to give this a 4. Oh my goodness, I was bored. I know I'm going to get flack for this. This game is beloved by many, but I was so disappointed because as I went into it, I was like, ooh, cool, we're putting stuff in number order. And we've got this awesome rondelle, and I really enjoy, or time mechanism thing. I really enjoy that idea of how do I spend my time so that I can get the most turns possible or the most powerful turns possible. I really enjoy that, and in this game, I felt like it was a complete waste. As I'm taking quick turns, I'm just kind of grabbing cards, and I don't really understand why they're balanced the way that they're balanced. They may or may not fit in my lineup, so I may take some quick turns so that I can get more turns in and then get cards I don't even want. So I have to reset my timeline. All of it just was not what I was hoping for. I was really expecting it to be more fun, a little bit more united, and better decisions. And at the end of the day, it only got a 4 for me. The next one on my list is Verdant. This is one that I gave a 6. Now I gave it a 6 because I felt like it was just fine. I love puzzle games. I love plant-themed games. I think that's a lot of fun. But at the end of the day, I don't feel like it spoke to me more than other puzzle games. And that really is what I want. I want that mechanic. And I felt like it was very okay. The grid in front of you as you're building it up and as you're laying stuff next to rooms and trying to get the lighting, I understand it thematically, but I don't feel like it gave me the diversity that I want. If I just focus in on mostly all the same color, I'm going to get more points than if I have diversity and variety. And so I felt like it didn't balance out in the puzzly ways that I wanted it to. The next game up is the Shivers, which I always want to call Shivers because a very good barbecue place in town is called Shivers. But I gave it a 6. I enjoy Dungeons and Dragons. It's something that I've played for years. I don't have a current group anymore. But I have loved it. It's a lot of fun, good decisions. This is an RPG kind of like that, but it's much more on wheels. And it's got a cute little mystery and some stuff going on with it. At the end of the day, I enjoy the openness of some of these bigger RPGs, and the ones that are just a little bit more guided on wheels, I feel like they're fine. I still enjoy the storyline. I still enjoy playing them. But there's just a little less cool, fun things that you can do. You feel a little less clever in them. So Shivers, I give a 6. The next 6 on my list is Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Fire Nation Rises. And oh my goodness, is that an excessively long name, as it is. This is a cooperative game. I enjoy cooperative games at a very basic level, I guess. Some really speak to me and some are just very meh. I feel like this one was fine. Mechanically, it made a lot of sense, but there was a lot of luck as the bad guy rotates around. It's really just completely random whether or not he's going to hit the spot that you don't want him to hit and ruin everything and blow up everything. I enjoy Avatar. I love the TV series, and so that theme carries it a little bit for me, but at the end of the day, it's still just a 6. And the last 6 on my list is Great Plains. This is a little head-to-head, two-player, kind of abstract-y feel game as you're laying down these different characters. And this kind of game is not typically my kind of game. And so I felt like for this head-to-head abstract-y feel, like at the end of the day, I'm going to play this with Chris if I'm going to play it. And then Chris is just going to destroy me because he's so much better at these kind of games. So I don't feel like I can give this a huge score because I'm probably never going to choose to play it on my own. It's something that if Chris was really interested, maybe I'd play it again a couple times, but I just don't see this ever coming out, which is why it's a 6. I think there's some clever stuff that goes on with it, and I enjoy just coming to those spatial aspects of the board. But like I said, it's not going to speak to me, and I don't think it's ever going to come out on my table again. So it gets a 6. Moving on to some games that I liked a bit more, let's start with My Little Everdell. This is a 7 for me. I've never played basic Everdell, and I'm sure I would love it because I enjoy engine builders, and I do like what this brought as an engine builder to the table, just being very, very simple and basic and clean. It can be a very quick playing game. And just a couple little things that I struggled with it was the age was definitely wrong. Our daughter is a very high, she plays very complicated games for her age, typically for ages compared to ages on boxes. And this was definitely a little bit above her pay grade, even though she's right at that age that it's supposed to be at. There's just a lot of reading with that. And then the little tubs and boxes and the insert and stuff that came with it, I thought was just very fine. But at the end of the day, I did enjoy it. I think it's a fun engine builder. I think it's got a cool way of using the cards, and just some good choices. Next on my list is Flashback Zombie Kidz. I played the original Zombie Kidz, which is a totally different game mechanically. And honestly, that one my daughter really loved, and then she got really bored of because it kind of overstayed its welcome if you tried to do the whole campaign. But talking now about this one, this is all picture based. So you're just flipping over picture cards and you're trying to see, who sees what direction, and what they see, you then flip over another picture card and you see what they see. And it unravels a very interesting story about how these zombies came to be. And I liked a lot of what was going on there. I think that there was some cool stuff that you unlocked and some fun elements that made it a cool story. And so my daughter loved it. I liked that it was just a few games, so it didn't overstay its welcome. There's a tiny bit of replayability as you unlock stuff, but you're not going to play this a bajillion times. So I gave it an 8. I think it's very cool and it's got some really fun elements. Next up is Vegetable Stock. I gave this a 9. Originally, I thought, oh, this is a light, really simple game. It takes like 5-10 minutes to play. I'm not going to play it that much because it's just really light. There's not much to it. But I will tell you, I have played this a ton this last year, especially at conventions or when we have a game night. Just pulling out a game that I can teach and play in like 5-10 minutes is amazing. It's simple, it's smooth, it's got just like a very basic economic system, and I love it. I love that it isn't just absolute randomness. There's some really good decisions, and it's fun just to see, like, hey, are eggplants going to be worth something this game, or are they going to be worth absolutely zero? I just love it. Also, I hate eggplants. We've almost made it to the end of my list, and this next one is Adventure Tactics. I give this a 9 because, oh my goodness, we have played this a ton this year. My daughter absolutely loved it. This was our family evening for like a month straight. All the different bosses that you're battling are different, and the way that you craft your character was so much fun. I was a wizard who was also a necromancer, so I had these cool little skeletons that came out and they fought for me, and they took damage so that I didn't take damage, because I don't know if you know, but wizards tend to be pretty squishy in these kind of games. So I thought it was a lot of fun. It's one of the few miniatures that I actually painted, because a lot of the games that I play don't have miniatures, even though I love painting miniatures. So this was great. I got to try out some new skills with those paintings and stuff like that. So it just was a lot of fun, and we had a lot of good, solid family time. So definitely give it a 9. The last game on my list is Splendor Duel, and this is one that I'm going to give a 10. 10s are rare for me because I feel like a game has to kind of have withstood that test of time for it to get a 10. 9 is a game I love, absolutely love, but am I going to come back to it in a few months, in a year, in 2, And so to be able to say that, yes, Splendor is a game that I love. Chris is very meh about it. It's fine. But to be able to make it a 2-player game that is not just like feeling like we're beating our heads against each other, I really enjoy it. It has that positive interaction of, ooh, I'm going to wait and I'm going to see if you're going to take, like refill the board so that I can get something. Or I can just refill the board, get what I want, and I give you a little something. So I love the positive interaction. I love the basic engine build of Splendor. And so this just tightens it up better for 2 players, which is, the main player count that I play at, as well as giving me all those good Splendor feels in general. So absolutely love Splendor Duel. Highly recommend it at a 10. Yeah, just super wonderful. So thanks so much for joining me today with this rapid fire roundup. I hope you enjoyed it and appreciated it. And hopefully it'll give you a little bit more insight into my brain of the kind of games that I like. And if I connect with you, hopefully you'll be able to connect with some of these games that I loved. Have a fabulous day and have fun Splendor Dueling. I hope you get a chance to play it. I'm Wendy Yi. Have a great day.